Scale of attachment. The scale of attachment. This is a useful tool to see if you are more attached or detached from something. In other words, whether you become more or less dependent on something or someone. That can be a person, pet, material things or specific situations. The scale runs from 0 to 10. The higher, the more attachment. The lower, the less the attachment. 0 represents total detachment, or non-existent. Non-existent means you never had anything to do with it. So there is nothing to measure. Total detachment means that it once existed, but you are now completely detached from it. With this scale you can now see for each item how much attachment, dependence there is, and which way you are going, towards the 10 or towards the 0. Nothing is good or bad, after all, you always decide that for yourself, but all actions have a reaction. So the more you are attached, the more you have to take into account, the more responsibilities you have, etc. The greater the positive grows, the greater the yet unmanifested negative grows. That means, you can experience as much pain as the feelings you put into it. No feelings, no pain. No pain, no feelings. That is inextricably linked. Only when you are at 0, is that connection resolved and there is no longer a positive or negative. The question is now, what remains after detachment? Well, there is more and more silence, which is often enough experienced as emptiness. The emptiness is experienced as loneliness. Loneliness is the feeling you can get when you are alone for too long. That feeling is caused by your biological programming. One of the biological programs of human beings is that they are social creatures. They need others to feel good, help them, interact with, etc. After all, we are only half the story. Man or woman. We will therefore always try to fill in the other half by previously mentioned man, woman, pets, material things, feelings or specific situations. The challenge is to transform the feeling of loneliness into a state of aloneness. That is being alone without feeling lonely. You do this by realizing more and more that the search for fulfillment is directed by the biological programming and not so much the fulfillment itself. In other words, if the interaction with others has less and less added value, you will be able to accept being alone more and more, and you can even detach from that biological programming. There lies the absolute tranquility and true peace and freedom. No more wants, needs or have-tos. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe.